Hello, good morning.
Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan, and I'm a little sad clown today.
You are a little sad clown today, which is different because of the clown part.
Yes, I'm always a little sad.
BBs, so many news.
A bunch of news happened.
I mean, so many news.
I mean, between Monday and Wednesday?
It was honestly, we're reaching that point of the year where everybody is like, we got to release all the news we want to release for 2021.
Yeah, exactly. They have to know that we're still going to exist in 2021.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, we know that you're about to go on holiday and ignore everything. We know that our marketing machine is about to slow down.
Yes.
And we don't want that.
Or it's also merch season.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be buying things for people. So hey,
you're not paying attention to all the medias and the whatnots.
Yeah.
So they're trying to rush out all the news.
Also, I do see a compliment immediately in the live studio audience for Anthony's shirt.
Real Garfield girls are born in March. That's when they're born.
I bought that for Anthony.
And I should know. I'm a real Garfield girl.
Who was not born in March.
Shh, it's my secret shame as a Garfield girl.
Does that make you a Chris Pratt girl now?
No, we don't claim Chris Pratt. I'm a fan of real Garfield.
Okay.
Listen, everybody, put in chat who the real voice of Garfield is. Put in chat who the real voice of Garfield is.
Let me know.
I see one right answer and one wrong answer immediately. I see 3 right answers.
There we go. We do have a couple of people that were actually born in March. Congratulations. You're a real Garfield girl.
A lot of people saying Lorenzo music, and they are correct. Bill Murray, I will accept.
Okay.
I will accept.
All right.
Even though he's publicly said he regrets being Garfield, and as such, we should not accept him.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's brought shame. That's okay. Let's get into the news. Let's talk about some games. Let's open up with a little bit of Dead by Daylight news.
Okay.
It's in the title. Dead by Daylight's new killer. People were coming to my stream last night and being like, did you see her? Because...
Have you seen the most beautiful girl in the world? Have you seen? She's the reason that God made a girl. The artist. She's a bird. She's a murder. She's a lady. That guy knows her?
She's a murder. That's good.
How is this guy related to this?
That's Guy Fieri's weird uncle.
Yeah, like, I don't feel like they're from the same universe.
Which is weird, because you would think Guy Fieri was the weird uncle.
Mm-hmm.
No, he has one. Portrait of a Murder.
Caw, bitches!
Yeah, that's her voice line.
That's what she says.
She walks up and she has, like, the slow, like, twisting out of the arm, and then she says, caw, bitches! Weird part of the game, but honestly, I'm here for it.
Honestly, I love it.
Mike said Chet and Bird Lady.
Yeah, I'm just in it for Jonah Vasquez.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is Jonah Vasquez from something? Should we know who he is?
Someone said that guy looks like he got lost on the way to Flavortown.
Yeah. She lives in this magical world of cathedrals and, like, twisting trees and, like, is an artist. And this guy's, like, just some joker in dad sunglasses with, like, a backstage pass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I believe this one is an original character. I don't believe she is from something.
No, that one's original. I'm wondering if Jonah Vasquez is from something.
Oh, no, I think he's part of...
her story.
Yeah,
but
I don't
how?
think he's from something separately. They're doing an original storyline with this DLC, or, you know.
He's got a backstage pass to the bird murder? He's going to put on his Oakleys and go to the bird murder?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, he's wearing some slides. Not like Gucci slides, just good old, like, you know, rubbery slides.
I don't understand how this dude in his bowling shirt and his ID badge match up with our beautiful, perfect woman.
He's an ex-cop. You look at him, he's an ex-cop.
That dude's definitely an ex-cop. That's how he connects to this, because he's going to find out who did a bird murder, especially if they are not white.
There's a little bit of information on here. It says a portrait of a murder will introduce an original homicidal maniac called the artist, whose life was gifted but tormented. Painter named Carmina Mora. The verge of suicide, she was saved by an eerie murder of crows, which transformed her artistically and brought her great fame until she was abducted by corrupt local officials, angered by her campaign against them, who cut her hands off and her tongue out. She's now been twisted by the entity, who's another killer, into a weapon of vengeance whose only purpose is to kill for her flock.
Oh, and our buddy Jonah is CIA. He's CIA, and he has visions that lead him to a cemetery in Chile where Carmine Mora died. Okay.
So we knew he was a cop.
We knew it. He looked like a cop immediately.
I mean, look at those Oakleys. Look at the stance.
Hey, thank you to everybody who's been generous so far. We do an honor roll at the end of the show, and we're definitely going to shout everybody out. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
I'm excited about exactly half of this.
I'm
stoked about half of this.
I'm excited to be the bird woman hunting the cop.
Exactly. And I love that. I love the storyline. I love that she was saved by a flock of crows. That is my dream in this life.
You know that TikTok where it's just like, how do I make myself more attractive to crows?
Yeah.
That's
it's
you.
me every day.
That's you.
It's me every day. I spilled some fries outside of my home the other day, and I was like gonna go pick them up, and then I was like, maybe the crows would like
Maybe
them.
the crows enjoy French fries, and then maybe they'll know that I did it.
Maybe I will befriend some crows. And I did sit there for a while, hoping they'd come.
Did they?
Nope.
Well, big news yesterday for Forza. Yesterday was Forza launch day.
Yeah.
And it is the biggest launch day of any Xbox Game Studio title in history. There you go.
Wow.
Forza 5.
Like, that kind of makes sense. We know that Forzas are always massive. We know that it's available on Game Pass, so...
It hit 4.5 million players on day one, which even means, like, yes, it's definitely getting a boost from Game Pass, but man, that's a lot. People are definitely joining Game Pass for Forza.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
I'm very curious what the highest game from Xbox Studios was before this.
You know, I am unaware of what that would be, but it's been getting wonderful reviews. People are really, really loving it. Its peak concurrent is 3 times as high as Forza Horizon 4, which means more people are playing Forza than ever.
Wow.
Absolutely huge. That's a big, big, big deal for Playground Games.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Still never played a Forza.
They're fun. For racing games, they're fun. They have a bit of that arcadey, over the top, like, silliness. Like, I watched Bruce Green playing a race, one of the opening races, and as he's playing, like, like airplanes are flying by and dudes in wingsuits and there are fireworks going off, and they make it really fun.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I can dig it.
I still don't have much of an attention span for racing games unless they're a little more arcadey or battle focused. But Forza hits almost enough of the Burnout vibes for me to make me happy. Not quite, but it keeps me interested for a little while. For
me, I think that Forza is the kind of game that if a friend, like, you walk into their apartment and they have it up on the TV,
yeah,
I'd like to drive it around for a second, but I think that's the extent of what I have in me for it.
Yeah, and it's absolutely beautiful. I also want to say, one of the things that we didn't get a chance to talk about the other day that I think is really wonderful is in the accessibility menu for Forza, in addition to all the many things that they already add, which are great, high contrast, changing your fonts, all that stuff, they're adding ASL and BSL on-screen interpreters. So a video person in the corner of the game that's actually going to be interpreting ASL and BSL.
Wow.
Yeah, it's huge, huge. And I think I think something like this is the first, certainly for any major studio game.
Wow, that's fantastic.
It's really wonderful. And I love that because, you know, like, yes, people can read the subtitles, But somebody who's speaking in ASL is speaking with inflection and tone that you don't get from that.
Right.
So that's really amazing.
I think that's fantastic.
They put a lot into Forza, and I really it's one of those games that makes me wish I enjoyed driving games and racing games more, because it's just such a well-done game in that genre.
Yeah, we don't even like driving in real life.
Yeah.
Kayla Norris said, I would love to play Forza. I do not want to get Forza. I think that's the case for a lot of people that are playing it on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You might not be there for Forza, but like, well, it's there. I probably won't even do that, but I'll play it on someone else's.
Dweeb Laws in the live studio audience says that they also have they them pronouns in Forza Horizon 5. Forza's doing it.
Fucking get it, Forza!
Forza's doing it.
If you had asked me what game do you think is like leading in progress on accessibility and inclusivity, I never would have said Forza.
Certainly, I would not have targeted the Xbox brand for that.
Right?
You know, but over the last few years, they've done a lot. They made those accessibility controllers and the customizable controllers. Like, they have they're putting a lot into that sort of thing. I really appreciate that.
The only AAA games that I can think of that's doing anything like that. Like, even including they them pronouns as an option. We see that a lot in indie games right now, which is amazing and incredible. We're big indie game fans in this house. But for a AAA game, that's not something we're seeing yet. And I'm very happy. Speaking of indie games, let's talk about Among Us.
Among Us
got some updates. As a show of hands in the live studio audience, are you still playing Among Us? Among Us?
Yeah, raise your hands.
Raise your hands.
We'll see it.
I'm feeling a couple hands, but for the most part, I feel like a lot of people have moved on because, again, it's where your friends are.
Yeah. Wherever your friends are.
It's wherever your friends are. But they did do a big update, and I'm going to show you a little clip from it.
Apparently, the update released today, there are some new roles, including the scientist, engineer, shapeshifter, and guardian angel.
Now, a lot of these had previously been available in mods and community creations, so a lot of these will be familiar to people who were really into Among Us, especially at the Among Us height. And I'm happy to see them listening to their community and adding features that they want to see. I feel like they've been continually doing this. The last update, I think we got the sheriff, which was previously a mod.
Yeah. So the scientist is capable of checking everyone else's vitals, letting them know if anyone has died without having to physically discover the body. Another crewmate role, the engineer can access vents, which previously only imposters could do. Shapeshifters are imposters that can shapeshift to disguise themselves as crewmates. And the guardian angel is a dead player who can bestow crewmates with a shield that protects them from a single death.
Interesting. So you're also moving towards what we know this foundationally also is, which is werewolf or mafia, right? Pretty much all of these roles exist in some capacity in those games. I think it's not exactly, oh no, it's bodyguard.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of bodyguard.
And of course, you know, just like any of these other updates, it's Among Us is incredibly configurable, so you can use as many or as few of these as you want.
Right. It looks cute. They've been making some good updates to it. I haven't played since they even did the graphical overhaul. And I'm like, oh, I see the difference. There's tons of cute accessories. Don't buy little animals in Among Us.
Why, did you buy little animals?
Yeah, I bought a little animal when I was playing Among Us.
You played like 3 times and you bought little animals?
Well, that's not the problem. I'm fine with playing a game 3 times and buying a little like $3 animal. Yeah. Okay, give me my $2 or $3 animal. It's worth it for me to have my little alien creature following me around. What it's not worth is something I say every time. The heartbreaking sad face when you die and they get left there. Don't do it. It can't be good for your psyche. It can't. You die and the animal, it just stays there. And it sits there and they gave it a sad face.
Yeah, because you died.
Sit there and just sit by your body and be like.
Dagger has a sad face right now.
Who Where'd my person go?
Our producer Dagger looks very sad.
I said, where'd my person go?
Our producer Dagger is always sad when Saige is in the room and not paying attention to him.
That's true. He's actively staring at me.
He just stares at her whenever she's around.
Hey, bud. Love you too.
He's like, do you? Do you really? Then come down here and prove it. Stop the show and come down here. So you might remember that we talked about the launch of Netflix's gaming platform.
Yeah.
Android only so far. They launched with 5 games. They seemed not great.
Android and iOS, right?
No, it was just Android.
Was it just Android so far?
And 2 Stranger Things games that were previously released, and then 3 weird games that were weird mobile games. And we said to ourselves, what are they doing here? What's the plan? What's happening? Well, we said, where is the launch? Well, they're at they're not there yet. So
what do you got? All you had was a bunch of like re-released mobile games, things we already had.
Right. So we said, where's the launch game? Where's the thing that's going to make people want to grab this? League of Legends Hextech Mayhem is coming to PC, Switch, and Netflix Gaming. And it's from the developers of the Bit Trip series. So this is pretty huge.
That is very interesting.
We were talking about how they're doing so many things for anime, for different game. Like we talked about The Witcher.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about all of these. We talked about Castlevania. All of these things that they're working with that are gaming or anime licenses or comic book licenses that would be great for games. And we were like, why didn't they launch with one?
Because they've got Arcane right now.
Yeah, that's the
Arcane's
huge thing.
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, Arcane is the biggest animated launch and the most expensive animated series ever made.
Wow.
And it's beautiful. You haven't watched any of it yet, have you? It is gorgeous. I don't know a ding-dang thing about League of Legends. Great show.
I've heard that you don't have to know anything.
You don't have to know a thing. This is their show where they are using their lore, and they hopefully want me to play League of Legends because of it.
It won't have that effect.
It won't have that effect, and they're also okay with that because they just made the most expensive animated series of all time, so they're making money no matter what.
Right. Sure.
Hello, League of Legends? No, I'm not going to play. No. I do like the cartoon. It's League of Legends.
Every morning.
It's Richard Riot. No, I'm sorry, Richard.
Richard, we're doing a show.
Richard,
please.
you know we're doing a show right now.
Please, Richard.
Richard, please.
Send my best. Well, all right.
Send my best to whatever League of Legends characters are.
Send my best to a
This is a more kind of arcadey shooting experience from the developers of Bit Trip. And I think this is what Netflix is hoping is going to get some people to sign up.
I mean, this is interesting. The game, it's fascinating because it's like, who's it for, right? So it's like, is it for League players? Not necessarily, no.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily for League players, unless you're just like a League lore person and you're just like, I'm going to play anything in this setting. Okay. But in gameplay style, it's not necessarily made to cater to League players.
I mean, these characters are adorable.
They're super cute. So I'm just like, do they want the casual gamer to like play it and not really connect? Oh, eventually they'll be like, oh, it's a League of Legends game? I've just been playing it with my Subway Surfer.
You can see it's very, very similar to Bit Trip Runner. You can tell it's kind of an endless runner where you have to like bounce off of things, hit the right arrows at the right time, very rhythm based.
That's cute.
It looks fun. It looks like a game that I would play. I'm not a big League of Legends guy.
Yeah. It's not going to make you a League of Legends guy is the point.
Yeah. But if you're already a big League of Legends fan and you were waiting for Arcane and then Netflix tells you we also have this gaming thing that right now is free.
Right.
You're going to check it out.
Yeah, then I'm happy for you. That's great. It does look fun. I like the like musical element. Yeah. And there's a lot of mobile games that people are comparing it to, and those are all accurate. But, you know, with a little musical element.
Yeah. Looks like Angry Bird. No.
That one's not quite Angry Birds.
I wouldn't say Angry Birds.
I would say it does hit in the same category as your, like, Flappy Bird, though, as your, like, Subway Surfer,
Temple Run.
Yeah.
All
those,
that
like, kind of classic.
Yeah, all that kind of. But, of course, like, what it's the most like is literally Bit Trip Runner. So if you've ever played any of the Bit Trip Runner games, these are the same people.
Sure haven't.
And they're absolutely wonderful games.
So that's cool.
That's
Good for them.
cool.
It's also not just coming to Netflix Gaming. It's also coming to PC and Switch.
Yeah, so you'll have to pay for it on PC and Switch, I would imagine. And if you want to check out Netflix games, you'll get it for free. I want to talk about some really, really huge industry business news.
Let's talk about big business.
Baby, this is the biggest business. The biggest business. And we are, of course, a business show.
We are. Anthony, of course, got a street MBA.
And Saige passed the bar in the state of Virginia. So we kind of know what we're talking about when it comes to industry and business. We kind of know a bit. I'm a real Garfield girl.
Of course. I'm a dungeon and a dragon.
She's a dungeon and a dragon. This is huge. This has so many implications in so many industries. Peter Jackson is selling Weta Digital to Unity for $1.6 billion. That is huge.
Wow.
Weta Digital, of course, the special effects company that Peter Jackson started many, many years ago, and has done, every Peter Jackson movie, but also, has also done Planet of the Apes, has done so many huge things. Avatar, Black Widow, Game of Thrones, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Umbrella Academy. They have their hands in everything. And what he's selling off is the technology part. He's selling off Weta Effects Technologies. So basically, they created their own tech for motion capture, for 3D, for rendering. And that is what they have sold to Unity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason that is huge is if you've been paying attention, a lot of television and movie productions are using Unreal.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian uses Unreal for all of its environments.
Right, and the environments are one of the most notable things of the show.
They're rendered in real time.
Mm-hmm.
You would never know.
Yeah.
If ILM is using Unreal 4, you can use Unreal 4.
Absolutely.
The other thing that they're doing is they are integrating all of this technology into the Unity engine, and you're just going to get it. So that means this mocap technology is also, and this rendering technology is also available now to people who use the Unity engine in their games.
Very interesting.
And if you're a smaller game, if you're a smaller production, Unity's licensing fees are way, way better for you than Unreal. Even though Unreal's made some big moves in that area over the last few years and trying to make it less expensive for smaller studios to use the engine, Unity is still the better way to go for a lot of people. And now they have all of the ding-dang tech that Weta created.
I'm interested to see what this will be for the employees, obviously, of Weta.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how many of them are able to move over. I'm interested to see how they're utilized. And also then, do you have access to their creative team, right? Because that's something that makes that acquisition so valuable. I would think so.
So, in terms of talent and technology, Unity is acquiring Weta for $1 billion in cash and $625 million in stock. Joe Marks, who's the CTO of Weta VFX, is going to be joining Unity as the CTO of Weta Digital.
Okay.
So he's staying around. Weta FX has 1,700 employees, and that part, the production part, is staying in New Zealand and will still be majority owned by Peter Jackson.
Okay.
So the actual team that does VFX for movies is still the team that's doing VFX for movies, and they will automatically become a client of Weta Digital and Unity. So it's basically like it's a corporation with two divisions now, basically, but they are essentially legally two distinct entities.
Wow. I was looking up because 1.6 billion is a massive sale. And I was like, was Peter Jackson already a billionaire? And it would seem not. His portfolio is valued at 450 million New Zealand dollars.
Yeah.
Which comes out to $319 million in the US.
And remember, this
before this. So he just became a billionaire.
Well, this 1.6 billion is going to be split between him and I believe the other 2 co-founders.
But if he was already worth that much.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not a brand new billion.
Yeah, he's not taking a whole new billion.
Of course.
I also believe that one of the co-owners is his wife, one of the co-founders. I believe it's Peter Jackson, his wife, and then this guy Prem Akaraju.
Get it.
So those 3 are going to be splitting that money in that stock. And dude, I have a feeling Unity stock's gonna rise based on this.
Yeah.
Gonna rise pretty heavily
God.
based on this. Yeah, and they say Weta Effects says that they're very excited about this because they're going to completely focus on the creative side of the business and let the VFX side and the Unity team work together on new tech. Because you got to remember, like, as many employees as they have working on tech over there, I believe it's something like, I believe they said it was 71 on the tech side.
Mm-hmm.
Unity has hundreds and hundreds of engineers. And now that this technology is integrated, it's going to move ahead even faster. And they can just focus on making visual effects for movies. I get the feeling Peter Jackson is not a George Lucas type where he wants to own the tech all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's the vibe this is giving off.
Yeah, I mean, George Lucas wanted to own the tech and patent the tech, and his thing is as much pushing that stuff forward for film as it is making movies.
Right.
I think Peter Jackson really just wants to make movies, and nobody was making the effects he wanted for his movies.
And also so much money.
So much money.
So much money.
So much money.
Now that was a piece of business news. I would like to take you to the opposite of business.
Plaisir.
Yes. Yes. I want to talk about... I never want to stop talking about Animal Crossing. It's all I'm doing. I work, and I play Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Work is on there twice. But in the new update, obviously, you have the ability to create vacation homes for people. That's part of the Happy Homes Academy. Very exciting. We're loving it. It's beautiful. Animal Crossing's all but canon queer couple, Saige and Flick, bring me the greatest joy in this life.
Now, they're just buds. They're just roommates, quote unquote.
History will say they were roommates.
But something interesting do happen if you build a vacation home for one of them.
So if you build a vacation home for Flick, he says, I don't know. I'm currently living with someone. So what, we can both move into the vacation home? CJ will love it here. He just automatically brings CJ. I have chills. I'm not kidding. It makes me so happy.
Make them kiss, cowards. They're in a relationship.
They're in a beautiful relationship.
I love this for them.
They're in a beautiful relationship. Like, come on. It was this one for me.
CJ will love it
Him
here.
looking at it and immediately thinking of CJ.
That's the first thing. CJ will love it here.
I can't tell you how many genuine feelings I have about this. I saw this and I got feelings.
Yeah, it's adorable.
It's so cute. It's so beautiful.
Dude, the Treehouse. Nintendo of America over at the Treehouse. They're like, can we say it? Can we say it?
And they're
can
like,
we say
absolutely not,
and
unfortunately.
Nintendo of Japan is like, you better not.
Right.
You better not. You better not.
All I want is Flick and CJ.
I know. I just want them to be happy, and I want them to be comfortable in their skins and their scales and their fur, and just be able to say all of their feelings. That's what I want.
It's so cute. It's just they do the same thing. CJ will bring Flick if CJ is invited. It's so fucking cute and lovely. I don't even necessarily need them to say it. I would love it. I would love that queer representation. Don't get me wrong. But like for these two in particular, I've so anthropomorphized these like fictional characters that they're already anthropomorphized that like I respect their privacy.
Yeah, that's it's up to them. We like I don't want to force. Look, we don't publicly out people.
No, of course not.
We don't force people to come. We want people to be as comfortable as they are with wherever they are in their life and their journey.
Uh-huh.
But hey, Flick and CJ, we just want you to know
We love you and we support you.
We love you and we support you no matter what your lifestyle choices are. Okay. Okay.
We're gonna phrase that differently.
In additional Animal Crossing news.
Tell me more.
Shino.
Ugh, a beauty.
Is the new Raymond. Shino is definitely the new Raymond. Everybody wants Shino.
Yeah.
That heterochromia suffering little kitty boy is out. He's out. Shino's in. Hot deer is in.
She's cute.
She's a cute deer, and according to Nookazon, she is worth a lot of bells right now.
Wow.
Shino is going for 40,750,000 bells.
I actually don't know how this works. Like, how do you buy a villager?
You set up a move, and then you have that person visit.
Island,
yeah,
so they meet them.
You set it up so they will go over there. So Shino, 40 million. Ione is the next with 10 million.
Wow,
that's a huge drop off.
That is.
That's a huge
I can't
drop
believe how
off.
high Quinn is.
Quinn's very high. I'm actually surprised by that too. Raymond's dropped to number 5. Raymond, of course, was number 1 for a very long time. He's only going for 5 million bells now. Your top 10, Shino, Ione, Sasha, Quinn, Raymond, Petri, Faith, Judy.
Oh, I love Judy too.
Marlo, and Cephalobot.
Yeah, of course. Of course, Cephalobot. You know what?
I love Tian Shang. I'd love to have Tian Shang. Tian Shang's only going for 2.75. I
want Lucky. Oh, I want Lucky.
I want Lucky
Fucking
so
love
bad
Lucky.
too.
And Coco. I love Coco.
You're really back in it, huh?
Yeah, I'm in it. Oh, I'm in it. I have Dom. Ooh, Dom's a little valuable.
Yeah, Dom's worth a mill. Cool mill.
A cool mill. I love Dom. I didn't think I was gonna like Dom because Dom's one of those like workout ones, one of those sporties. But they're a delight and they have little sparkly eyes. So cute. I'm really back in it.
I do like Coco. I like anything that looks like Eldritch Horror in Animal Crossing.
Same.
So I love Coco. I love Lucky. Cephalobot.
My personal villager, which like I have no problem cheating with the little cards to get, is Stitches.
I know you love Stitches.
Stitches is my boy. Stitches is my original Animal Crossing game best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care what he's worth. He's worth the world to me.
And that's all you need to know.
And that's all you need to know. Congrats to this sweet little deer.
Yeah.
Deer?
She's a deer.
She's a deer. Oh, I have all the Octo villagers. Now I need Cephalobot. That's awesome.
Nice. Hey, another game that you got into recently was Final Fantasy 14. A lot of people have been getting into it because they've been like, oh, I got to spin up my character before Endwalker.
Mm-hmm.
Endwalker's coming.
Yeah.
I need to be in there. All my friends are playing FF14. I still haven't tried it.
Well, now you've got a little more time. Endwalker was delayed by just 2 weeks. It was supposed to be on November 23rd, and it was delayed. Blesh. Early access will now begin on December 3rd, which is my birthday. So happy birthday to me for players who pre-order. And then the official game will be released on December 7th if you do not pre-order. I appreciate them actually giving us something for pre-ordering. I think that's pretty tight.
That's fun. That's fun.
I can enjoy that. We talk a lot on here about like not pre-ordering digital games. But I appreciate that actually gives you something. And that's a solid few days. The 3rd to the 7th, like that's a nice little early access.
Yeah, and I think it's different than pre-ordering something that doesn't exist yet.
Yes.
You know, Endwalker's coming.
Mm-hmm.
The game is highly successful. It's already out. You're already playing it. You're basically saying, I just want this as soon as it becomes available.
Yeah.
I think that's different than like just pre-ordering a game that isn't out yet.
Right. They said there are several reasons for the postponement, but I'm the one overseeing all of the aspects of the title as head of the project. The responsibility falls solely on me, Yoshida said. Allow me to convey my sincerest apologies to our players, our warriors of light around the world who have been looking so forward to the release of Endwalker. I am truly sorry. Hey, Yoshida, it's only 2 weeks.
Naoki-chan, come on,
it's okay.
Baby boy.
Hey, man, don't worry about it. We're good. We'll wait.
We're so good.
You're doing the thing. It's only 2 weeks. My stamina for delays has been so extended. It's the exact opposite of my stamina for fitness over the pandemic. They've gone woo and then woo.
Yeah.
2 weeks. That's basically early.
There was a period in the middle of the pandemic when I was so over everything being delayed that I had no patience for it. And now I'm just like, well, the world is what it is these days.
It's exactly that. It's like 2 weeks. Oh, that's basically on time. It's practically early.
2 weeks.
Nothing, Yoshida. It's okay.
It's okay, baby boy. You just do the you end walk when you're ready to end walk.
And we'll be there. I will be there.
Here's some interest. Speaking of big delays and big news, we've been talking about Elder Scrolls because obviously the anniversary edition is coming. Mm-hmm. People are very excited to buy Skyrim for the 19th time. Mm-hmm. I'm one of them. I'm going to pay $1 for every time I've bought it this time to buy it again. $19 for my 19th time buying Skyrim. But we're also like, yo, the fuck is up with Elder Scrolls 6?
You doing it? Yeah.
Are you doing it? There was a logo. We saw the logo.
All we know is there was the logo with a 6.
Well, Todd Howard was talking with IGN, and he said, look, we had to do Starfield. If we didn't do Starfield now, we never would have done Starfield.
And I think that's fair.
And it's like they've got 2 really big franchises that people care the most about, right? That's only 2. And so when either one of them is off, you're like, what's Bethesda doing? So they need that third.
Yes.
And they need to do something new. The team needed to do something new.
And also, like, they know realistically that people will keep waiting for Skyrim. People aren't going to lose interest in Skyrim now. Like, what? It's going to be another 2 years? Okay.
Yeah.
It's been 10.
Hey, Elder Scrolls 6 is coming. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's not... I wouldn't say that it's not Half-Life 3 Duke Nukem Forever level of memes yet.
No, yeah.
But, they had to try something new. Mm-hmm. And they were like, if we started, Todd Howard was like, if we started, we can only half finish one game at a time, is what he said. We can only get one game working 75%. So we had to try this new one. Mm-hmm. And I respect that. Although, I have to wonder, that's got to be putting a lot more pressure on
Starfield and the development.
What 6 is going to become.
Interesting.
Right? The longer we wait for 6, the better 6 has to be.
See, and I think that puts more pressure on Starfield. Because there's people going, you held up Skyrim for this?
Yeah.
Better be good. And it looks, everything that we've seen of it, people are very excited. We have no reason to think it's not going to be absolutely phenomenal.
That cockpit pre-render that we saw looks amazing.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm sure it's going to be great.
It's going to be good.
But it is a lot of pressure to put on that game.
It was in space. There it is.
I love one of those 2 things. Hate maps.
I don't mind a map of space.
Hate maps.
I like looking at a map of space.
Maps stress me out.
But also, they also said, hey, while we're talking about this, don't hold your fucking breath for Fallout 5 either.
We got an idea for it, but don't.
We've got a 1-pager.
We've got a 1-pager.
And this is something that we talked about before as well. 76
was supposed to tide them over all those times.
76 is not going away. They're going to keep putting money into 76.
Are they putting money into it?
Yeah, they just had that expansion.
I wasn't paying attention.
It was the one that we reported on where like the old armor came back. They brought back an old faction. But
sounds right.
Yeah, they're really but people aren't very excited about it, but it's out there and they have to be like, if you want Fallout, this is the Fallout that's available.
Right, this is the Fallout we're working on right now.
So
it's very interesting. So it looks like it's Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, and then Fallout.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. We did get a much more recent Fallout, even though it's not the one you wanted.
But I'll tell you this, even when everybody got into Fallout 4, I was like, yeah, this is fine.
You know?
It wasn't for me.
I had fun in Fallout 4. I'm not,
Yeah.
It was perfectly fine. It was a fun game.
It didn't grab me the way some of their other stuff did. You know what I think it was? I think it was the base building.
Yeah.
I don't care about base building in
games.
That's
fair. And I know that about you.
That's why I like a game that puts in pre-made maps for bases. Yeah. You know, something like a No Man's Sky or an Aquatica or Subnautica, where it's just like you have all the pieces for a base. Here's the map of a base you can build with the pieces you have, and I'm like, great, build that base so I don't have to think about this shit.
Yes, perfect.
But I have some friends that like spent so much of their time building bases in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
That was just all they wanted to do was build their base.
It's the same reason we didn't get into Rust like we thought we were gonna.
I can't get into Rust,
We can't do it.
I can't get into Rust. I don't want to build a shack. I don't care. I just don't care.
They could potentially just get destroyed.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Cool, I built a shack and I woke up the next morning and it was gone. Eat shit. No way. I hated building it and it was 4 walls. I made the simplest shack and I hated it.
Right. I want to talk about something very odd, and this is something I wasn't familiar with, but I did a little dive into last night when I saw this.
Oh, I love this.
So
you know I'm all about this game.
Have you played it? Okay, so the MMO Tomorrow Children was shut down in 2017. You know, for all of the reasons an MMO gets shut down. People aren't playing it. The user base isn't strong enough to keep it going.
Calling it an MMO it's a weird game.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, it's a weird game. Calling it an MMO is probably the most apt thing you can call it, but it's not really an MMO.
Doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it's an odd thing. It was made by Q Games, who of course is led up by Dylan Cuthbert, who is a legend in the games industry. He was the 17-year-old who sold Star Fox to Nintendo.
Wow.
Yeah, Dylan Cuthbert is known in the industry as kind of an engineering legend. And this was a weird game about Soviet propaganda and mining this endless field of white to build things and get It was a strange fucking game.
On the PlayStation 4.
And I think the reason PlayStation released it and published it is because Dylan and Q Games had such a long relationship with Sony. You know, you think about the Pixel Junk games and how they were all PlayStation first and all that stuff. I think they just had such a long relationship, and this was such a dream project for Q Games that Sony was like, yes, we'll develop it, we'll publish it, we'll give you the money for it. And then it tanked horribly because it was just fucking weird. It was fucking weird. And after it tanked, they gave the IP and the game back to Q Games. They were
Very recently he acquired it back.
Yeah, he's been trying to get it back for a while. And they finally were just like, yeah, dude, there's nothing we can do with this.
So Q Games is going to put it back out.
That's what...
It's coming back.
I don't think that's a good idea.
So Q Games said that they plan to rebuild the free-to-play game with updated gameplay. He said, I'm tweaking and reworking parts of the game every week, and I hope that everyone follows along and gets involved in the process. We plan to make quite a few changes for the better and give the Tomorrow Children the relaunch that it deserves. Fucking sure. They're going to document it along the way and give exciting updates? Sure, yeah, let's watch that. Show me this.
I was working... 2017, I believe, was my or 2016 when they first showed this off was my last E3 that I did as a host for PlayStation. So I got to see this first. This game is freaking wild.
I like this.
Yeah, so you're in this white space,
Mm-hmm.
and then you transport to other areas, and there are strange dioramas in the middle of the white space, and you just mine minerals and bring them back for the glorious might of the Empire.
Anthony, will you play it with me?
Yeah, sure.
Because this is the kind of game it looks like you got to have friends in.
You're going to think it's weird.
I love a weird game. That's the point. That's why I'm here.
I know, but it's like weird. It's weird, unique, interesting, but not necessarily weird. Like, you can see that's, like, there are these weird, like, blueprints on the ground instead of actual structures.
I'm really into this.
It's like, the visual style of it was my favorite part, but you can see, like, those are the bins where you leave your minerals, and they're not real bins. They're, like, the blueprints of bins. It's like a strange minimalist world. It's very interesting. But then you build your town based on this. It's odd as hell, man.
It is. Death and Saints in the live studio audience asks, if no one wanted it before, why would people want it now? I see a couple of things there. One, they're not reliant on Sony anymore. So they can just publish the game. They can just publish the game. They've already got it, and they can make small tweaks to it that they can do on their own that they previously required Sony's support for on the development.
Well, and also, and it's not connected to Sony's spreadsheet, right? Or Sony's sales projections or Sony's microtransaction projections.
So they can release it without that stress as a free-to-play game and see if something that they created and probably loved could appeal to somebody now. We are in the golden era of indie games.
It's also, it could have been ahead of its time, too. Like you're saying, we're in the golden era of indie games, but we're also in the golden era of, like, just dicking around and doing co-op online games. Yeah. And co-op online building games, for sure.
That's true.
Are much bigger now than they were then.
This is awesome.
It's a wild game, and I do think it was not the right thing for Sony to make. And when I saw it, I was like, this is going to shut down within a year. It's just too weird.
Yeah.
But it could be good. It could be good on the indie scene.
Very good independently on the indie scene. I agree. I mean, and I wasn't aware of it 4 years ago when it was shut down.
Well, that's the other thing, right? Is Sony was like, I think some of the people inside Sony really believed in it. I think like Shuhei really, really loved it. And I think some of the other people inside of Sony didn't understand it.
Right.
And so they didn't market it. You didn't hear much about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had no idea. And this time I'm in. I think it looks great. I love the art style as well. I think that it's cute and it's weird and it's a little off-putting in a way that I like a game to be.
And the music, like, we didn't play the music because, obviously, but the music is very, like, Glory to Mother Russia and stuff like that. It's very strange.
Very weird.
Another game that came back, well, at least in a spiritual sequel sense, Back 4 Blood.
Back 4 Blood.
You been up on the Back 4 Blood?
No.
No, Animal Crossing, thank you.
No, mostly Animal Crossing and Final Fantasy 14.
Well,
and Ages of Empires and old games that nobody cares about.
Old games. Well, Back 4 Blood is doing very well, and Turtle Rock does not want that momentum to go away. And so they are working very hard on some new stuff for Back 4 Blood. Next month, we're getting the single player. We're getting offline progression. And then a whole new expansion in 2022. You are on Nookazon right now looking at villagers.
I'm just opened it. I'm listening.
We are talking about Back 4 Blood. And
I just
you are
wanted
on
to open it for
Nookazon
later.
right now.
I'm just opening it for later. I had a thing that might...
We're talking about Back 4 Blood.
Uh-huh. You have the thing up. I'm not going to show both of our screens at once.
Back 4 Blood has had 6 million plus people play it since launch. And in the big new update in December, they're getting new supply lines, new ridden practice area, holiday seasonal event, a solo offline mode with campaign progression, a new card type, and all new cards.
Hell yeah.
And in 2022, new difficulty level, more player cards, more corruption cards, an additional co-op mode, an update to melee weapons, and then of course, the general updates that a game would make along the way. And, of course, all of this is coming for free to people who already own the game. So that's huge.
That is huge. I love that they're already announcing to keep people's interest now and give them something to look forward to.
Yeah. If you did pay for the annual pass, which is $40, you're also going to be able to play Tunnels of Terror when it lands at some point in 2022. This is a new expansion that's going to bring you new cleaners and ridden, new activity type, new cards, exclusive cards that you can only use if you have the expansion, and new weapons. That's pretty cool.
Eternal Space Girl knew what I was looking up.
Yeah, she's looking for stitches.
It's a million bells.
That's not bad. Now, here's what's interesting about Back for Blood. If the party leader of your multiplayer game owns the expansion or the DLC, everybody gets to play it.
That's awesome.
Whether you own it or not.
That's fantastic.
So if you and I are playing and I bought the annual pass and you didn't, you could come into Tunnels of Terror with me.
That's fun.
I think that's really cool.
Are you playing Back for Blood?
I've played it a couple times. I was not the hugest Left 4 Dead guy.
Right.
You know me in multiplayer. It takes something special to bring me into multiplayer, and there was a crew that I enjoyed playing Left 4 Dead with, but it's hard to get, it's like we always say with stuff like this, what are your friends playing right now?
Exactly.
And if they're not playing this, then you're not going to play it.
Yeah, I don't have any friends that are really actively playing Back for Blood. But it's, it's based on the communities that I run in general, but that's very interesting. I played Left 4 Dead. And I played it again not that long ago, just for like a show at one point. I was like, still a good game.
Yeah.
But I wasn't waiting on this one. I'm not a huge zombie game person.
No, she's a grind for bells and get stitch person.
I'm a grind for bells and get stitches.
Heavily gifted, 1 million bells and 40 tickets.
Love stitches, get money.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is coming.
Yes, it is.
People are very excited for it.
Yeah.
The D&D Borderlands standalone game.
Which looks very fun.
Which looks very good, and of course was based on a Borderlands 2 DLC called Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. Now, people who got into Borderlands with 3, or people who didn't get into Borderlands at all but love anything that's kind of fantasy D&D comedy, might be like, well, is this worth it for me?
Right.
Should I worry about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands? And to those people, Gearbox has said, why don't you try out the original Assault on Dragon Keep as a standalone play on its own title.
For free.
Free right now on the Epic Games Store. Check it out and see if you are going to like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Now, I do know that they've changed Tina in particular as a character quite a bit since this DLC. There were some kind of problematic things about Tina that people had complaints about, and there's some updates that they have done for Tiny Tina's Wonderland in particular. So I wonder how much this will actually sell people. I have not played Assault on Dragon Keep. I was planning on going and checking it out because of this, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're thrilled that they've updated some things. We're thrilled that they have changed some things about the character. So I'm intrigued to see. I wanted to know if I would find this off-putting about Tiny Tina's Wonderland, because I watched the trailer and I'm fucking stoked for Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it's like you're saying, Gearbox and Borderlands are we're known for this sort of edgy humor, and the problem with edgy humor is it's edgy to begin with, which is always not great, but then it ages kind of poorly.
Yeah. So again, I haven't played it. I have been told that it aged rather poorly. I've been told that there were things about her like her voice and her affectations that were just kind of problematic parodies of culture.
And listen, we don't call out the performer for that. We don't call out Ashley Birch for that. Ashley Birch is wonderful.
You get hired to do a job.
You get hired to do a job. You get directed by your director. You read the lines that are written. You make the cases. You choose your battles when you're hired talent. But and that is kind of interesting, because will this? I don't think they've changed a lot of the humor or updated it. I think it is as is.
I think it's as is.
And so you wonder if they're releasing this as a marketing thing, but for a lot of people, will this be a turnoff?
Yeah, I'm worried.
I don't know.
I'll check it out. I will check it out, and we shall see.
We shall see. Yeah, Borderlands is one of those things where I love it in small doses.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people, like, Borderlands 2 or Borderlands 3 came out, and they just sat and they're like, man, all I did this weekend was play Borderlands all the way through. And I was like, a couple hours of Borderlands goes a long way for me.
Yeah.
Not because of the gameplay, but because of the humor. I'm like, that's okay, it's funny, and now I have to stop for today.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Borderlands 3, and that's the only Borderlands I've played. But 3 was very, very fun. For those who have played it, though, we would love to know whether you're here live in the chat, whether you're catching up on YouTube later, or, in the Discord. I would love to know if you've played the original Attack on Dragon's Keep and what your thoughts are.
Yeah. I want to talk about this, Saige. I want to talk about this. We were talking about unpacking.
Oh, no.
We were talking about unpacking.
Where is this?
This adorable little game about just unpacking a life and putting things where they belong. And it's beautiful and it's gorgeous. And here's the thing. Some of the youths playing Unpacking.
Hurting my feelings.
Because Saige herself is sort of a youth.
Not anymore, apparently. They don't know.
People don't know how to pass a level of unpacking because they don't know what this GameCube is.
There's a bunch of tweets. Where people are like, hey, I'm having a hard time figuring out what this is and where it goes. Please, at Unpacking a Life, help.
They think it's...
what is this, and why can't I put it in any of my rooms?
People think it's a kitchen appliance. People think it's some sort of space heater. They don't know what it is.
It hurts! And so does my back.
People in the live studio audience are saying, yeah, that's a rice cooker for sure. It's a Foreman grill. The handle. Hey, a sandwich press has a handle. A Foreman grill has a handle. Consoles don't have handles. I can only think of one console with a handle, and if I didn't know what that was, I wouldn't assume that the console has a handle.
And more consoles should have had handles. It was a good idea.
It was a good idea.
It was a little briefcase.
You could carry your little fun briefcase with you.
You take it to your friend's house, set it down, plug in that link cable.
Like, good day, sir. I'm here to double your dash.
Right? Set it down, plug in your link cable. Jump on a little island with your Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You have I just feel like when I was a kid, I had a briefcase that I carried around that had like comic books and like candy in it. And I just feel like as I got older, I had a GameCube.
Yeah.
And those are the only two briefcases I ever carried.
Get out. Elefante
14 in the
That's a lie.
Audience.
That's a lie.
My grandpapa had one of those. Tell us about the old times.
Well,
Grandpapa.
Well, you see.
Games came on discs, and they were so small.
Harvest Moon was very good.
And they spun backwards. It's fucking wild.
I was so sad about the new Harvest Moon.
I know.
Do you know what they did?
What they did?
You're no longer moving to a quaint little town where you're taking over somebody's in your family's farm because they died and everybody's welcoming you because they loved your grandparents. Instead, you meet a scientist who has like mobile farms, so you can like pick up and put farms down in different towns. All of the charm. All of the charm is gone.
Oh, I feel like they had to be like, we have to, now that Stardew Valley came and ate our lunch, does what we did.
But it didn't. Stardew Valley does not eat the lunch of Harvest Moon. I'm sorry.
But honestly,
it doesn't.
In terms of numbers and sales and stuff, it does. And totally younger people who don't know what a GameCube is played Harvest Moon first. And so now, played Stardew Valley first. And so now they need to figure out something new for Harvest Moon.
Story of Seasons got it much closer.
Can I tell you what?
Because they are Harvest Moon.
These kids don't know what a GameCube is. They have no idea.
Honestly, it's fucked up.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, do you like television?
Yeah.
Some of it?
Sure.
Did you like the Squid's Game?
I haven't finished it.
Because I'll tell you what, They got more of that Squid Game coming.
Which, of course, they have more of Squid Game coming.
Of course. How would you not? It was the most successful thing ever on Netflix. Ever.
Yeah.
And here it is, coming for season 2. It's in the planning process right now. And that's all we know. But I'll tell you what, that ain't all.
There was so
That ain't
much,
all Netflix had to say.
There was so much Netflix had to say.
And let me tell you what, one of the things they had to say was so freaking good. Netflix, finally, after years of secrecy and wondering if this was still happening and who's doing it and with who and why, the Straw Hat Pirates are coming to Netflix.
Considering I think I'm far too far behind to watch One Piece the anime, I'm excited. This could be really good.
Look at how excited these kids are.
I love this. Emily Rudd is a friend of the show and a dear friend's sister, so congrats to Emily.
Yeah. And also, and she calls him Oda Sensei. Like the thing that I love about this is they are so excited.
Oh God,
they are so genuinely excited. And I went to some of their socials and I was like scrolling through, and these are shit posting anime kids.
As someone who knows the Rudd family,
yeah,
these are big weebs. These are the right people. I literally watched it and like I thought it was kind of a joke because like they're such big anime fans that I'm just like, oh yeah, like that's a funny thing you would post.
Oh, yeah. One of the things that I noticed from her is she used to post Name memes. Like scrolling back through, like I was scrolling, and they would like there were One Piece memes in all of their feeds from like a couple years back, but also in her feed specifically Name memes.
Twas destiny.
Twas destiny. Oda himself tweeted as well with a little note. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
So many
tweets. But there was a great note from him. I mean, it's a very exciting time.
Yeah, I saw those wanted posters and I was like, no fucking way.
Here's what Oda had to say in this cute little handwritten, hand-illustrated note. We've been working with Netflix and Tomorrow Studios on the massive project that is the Hollywood live-action series adaptation of One Piece. How many years has it been since it was announced, right? I know. But rest assured, we've been making steady progress all along. It's not easy when you're working with people from different cultures, but it's precisely that process that can yield something special. For now, we're able to announce the main cast. Rather, we need to hurry and announce it, or else it'll be leaked, apparently. Hilarious. Lol. Their face, the size of their mouths and hands, their aura, the way they carry themselves, their voices, their acting skills, their height, the balance among the Straw Hat crew, etc. We decided on this cast after numerous discussions involving people around the world. These are the people who will be our Straw Hat Pirates. It'll take a bit more time to get this show done, but we'll continue to do our best to deliver a show that we're confident will be enjoyed by everyone around the world. Look forward to more updates in the future.
So cute. Also, Babush, I'm gonna need you to tone it down a notch. I'm gonna need you to just tone it down. I'm gonna need you to take it to a 6 and you're at an 11.
Yeah, it's like
just take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be a-okay.
It's gonna be a-okay.
In other adaptation news, they're also making I gotta be honest, I am not super familiar with this, but Yu Hakusho. Yu Hakusho? I guess that would be a better inflection.
Yep.
But we just got a very early announcement that there will be a Netflix adaptation of that as well. And they gave us really not much about it. Let me show you the tweet from Netflix. They gave us a little, just like a manga cover.
Yeah. You know, they were sort of drifting off of the momentum of the One Piece announcement. And of course, Bebop coming
Cowboy
in like
Bebop,
next
right.
week. Bebop is coming like next week.
Yeah. Also, people are already mad about the like lack of color in the one shot of the plane.
One shot.
Sit down.
Every single thing they've shown from that series has been pitch perfect. They show one shot where they added realistic weather effects.
Yeah.
And everybody was like,
yeah, fuck this, it's ruined.
fuck this show. Fuck this show. Whatever.
Yeah, everybody take it down a notch.
Take it down a notch.
Everybody chill. And then lastly, from Netflix, we got a first look at the live action Gundam. And I mean,
It's a Gundam.
that's a Gundam.
That's a Gundam, baby.
It's looking very gritty.
Yeah.
It's looking very gritty.
This is going to be a movie, not a series. Whereas the other announcements that we were talking about previously are series.
Yeah.
And, you know, depending on what Gundam series you watch, they can be gritty, they can be fun, they can be over the top.
Right.
But, you know, that classic Gundam vibe is military drama with... I mean, the weird thing about Gundam, and the reason I couldn't get into all Gundam series is, like, half of Gundam is, like, budgetary meetings, like, can we give you the money for the robot?
That's
and I'm
funny.
just like, I understand why that would be the reality of it, but that's not what I'm here for. But
Yeah.
I am kind of interested to see what they do. I mean, it's cool that look, I want to see a live action RX-78.
yeah.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Of
So,
course I do.
this is the RX-78 2, and it does appear to be rather faithful to the original, designed by Kunio Akawara in 1979 in the anime, which is great. That's cool.
Look,
Fuck
Gundam's
yeah.
huge.
Stay true to it, and it looks beautiful.
Gundam's huge. People love Gundam. I want all the best for this. But I was really hoping we would get a Robotech or a Macross before we got a Gundam, but that's okay.
And that's no way.
But there's no way.
There's no way that would happen.
They
but-
just finished arguing about the rights
right,
for 40 years.
which we talked about months ago. But and Gundam, just the sheer size of the Gundam franchise.
Yeah,
All the
somebody
toys and stuff, you know.
E. Lackey in the live studio audience is like, oh, are they doing the original Mobile Suit Gundam as a storyline? I mean, the RX-78 kind of would lead me to believe that, but we don't have any details yet. We don't have any details yet.
There was one other interesting thing. Voight Roberts said, my goal for this is for all of the people who might say, I don't know where to start with Gundam. I want to create a film to give them an access point where you can say, this is where you start. This is your entry point, where Gundam fans say, yeah, this is my Gundam as well.
Wait, is it Jordan Vogt Roberts?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Turns out I like the Gundam movie.
Yeah.
Jordan Vogt Roberts, if you're not familiar, did Kong Skull Island. He also was the co-creator and one of the main directors of the FX series Are You the Worst and Why the Last Man. Jordan Vogt Roberts fucking owns. Tyler Eckenberg is in the live studio audience, says, isn't he working on the Metal Gear Solid movie? Yes, it was reported that he is working to develop that. I officially now am on board for this Gundam movie. I think it's going to be awesome. But remember, I'm also not the hugest Gundam fan.
Right. It's not something that's terribly precious to you that you're worried about someone ruining.
I did go to the Gundam Cafe, and I went to the bathroom where you push the button and it activates the robot. They're closing down all the Gundam
I know.
cafes. They're closing them all down.
I know. They're shutting down next year, right?
I think next year, yeah. So
I'm trying really hard to get to Japan early next year.
Who isn't?
I'm trying so hard.
Who isn't?
I bought tickets and they didn't open in time.
Nope. The Gundam Cafe is very cute.
I'm excited. Anthony.
Saige.
Something that's not cute. Let's play a game, chat. Let's play a game of who's making an NFT now. If you've been here for It's Too Early before, you know we hate NFTs. We don't crypto, we don't NFT.
Look. McDonald's released a McRib NFT the other week.
McNFT.
I hated it. This is such fucking scam artist speculative bubble bullshit.
It's real rough.
I hate it. Very rough. So now y'all have to guess who did the new NFT, the NMNP.
The NMNP.
Who did it? Somebody saying Elon Musk? No. Disney? No. Ubisoft? Probably in the next week or two. A Garfield Monday NFT. Damn it, that would make me buy an NFT.
Oh, it would, wouldn't it?
If I could own the Garf.
Yeah.
If I could own the Garf. Chris Pratt, Jeff Bezos, Marvel, Betty Crocker, Andy Dick. We got a lot of... It's somebody that you would never expect, and it's going to make you a little mad. Saige.
It's Discord.
It's Discord. Discord is going to integrate NFTs.
I'm trying to find the original tweet here from the founder, and it's a bummer. I gotta say that.
So here's the thing. Discord sent out a survey in August, asked people about their familiarity with NFTs, DeFi currency, and Web3, which is the totally decentralized internet. The survey resurfaced on Twitter, sparking controversy over whether or not Discord plans to integrate crypto and NFTs to its platform. Seemingly unrelated, the CEO and founder tweeted a screenshot that showed an unreleased Discord integration for 2 cryptocurrency wallet apps.
Why are you doing this? Stop!
This is just, they're just talking about how they want to integrate it. Now, this doesn't mean that Discord themselves are coming up with NFTs, but
they're integrating NFTs, and the app itself might support NFTs soon. And my biggest concern is Discord becoming a marketplace for NFTs.
Yeah, I just don't want them shoving that stuff in my face. You know, like, look, I use the Brave browser. The Brave browser tries to integrate crypto wallets and things like that.
Why do you do it?
Because it's a much better browser than Chrome. I don't see as many ads. I don't see, but it has a crypto wallet in it. But I just choose not to use the crypto wallet, and you can turn it off in the preferences. So I'm like, cool. Make your money off crypto, like we always say. Secure the bag if you can secure the bag, but at the same time, please don't force the integration into my face. Like Reddit has support for crypto and NFTs right now, but I never see it. You know? And as long as Discord is doing that, where it's like, hey, if you wanna trade crypto with people on Discord and we can get a little piece of that, sure, go ahead, kids, trade your crypto. I just don't want it being pushed into my face.
I don't like them encouraging it.
No, I don't like people encouraging NFT behavior.
Right.
It's gross.
Icky.
It's gross. So there you go. Take that for what it is.
Let's get some good news. Let's bring it back up.
Should we talk about a good friend?
We should talk about a good friend. That's exactly what I was thinking. We have to talk about the Adventurezone returning.
Hey, the Adventurezone. And not only is the Adventurezone returning, it's returning to its original setting, Balance, their first campaign, their first and most successful campaign. And they're doing something a little different with it.
Let's see if you recognize a face in here. If you haven't already
do you want me to
seen
put it up?
I got it.
Since I have audio?
It's okay. You know who that is?
Wait, is that Dimension 20? And
Critical Roles and failed saves. Aabria Iyengar, you're goddamn right.
Our sweet, sweet, beautiful friend Aabria Iyengar is now the DM. Griffin is going to be a player. He's going to be a new player character.
We're just blocking Dad. That's fine.
We're just blocking Clint, but that's okay. You know Clint's down there, being a good dad. It's wonderful. I love seeing this.
Come on, y'all. She's so cool. Can we get some cool emotes in the chat? Because that's Abria's emote here.
Also, can I tell you what? She's the only one that came prepped with a green screen. Because that's our Aabria.
You're so right.
That's our Aabria. She over-prepares. And that's why we love her.
There's so many reasons.
And that's why we love that also Failed Save coming back soon. And you know that Abria's a character on that.
That's true. The Patreon knows when Failed Save is coming back. Patrons, don't say it.
Don't say
Secrets.
it. Shh.
But the patrons know. The patrons got the announcement of when Failed Save's coming back.
That's very, very exciting. Speaking of friends,
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk
Dave
about
Grohl.
let's talk about our good friend Dave Grohl. Oh boy, Dave and I were just hanging out last week.
Yeah. So Dave Grohl unveils a horror comedy movie, Studio 666, which a Dave Grohl movie? Hell yeah. That's awesome. I love that.
I love that Dave Grohl is opening like Dave Grohl Studios or whatever.
Yeah,
I
and
think it's
horror
great.
comedy is an excellent place to start, but there's secrets surrounding it, but we do know that our very own dear friend Alex Ward is involved.
Alex Ward, history's tallest man,
creature extraordinaire, Alexander Ward,
a man, a monstra, Alex Ward.
dear friend, somehow even taller than he is.
Somehow
he's
taller than he is.
You know what
Every
I mean?
time I see Alex Ward, I'm like, hey, you're taller than Alex Ward.
Yeah. Like, you can look at the number of how tall Alex is, but he's taller than that.
He's tall.
Alex Ward, creature.
Very exciting. Good big things happening for good friends.
Yeah, all we have so far is a poster and a statement from Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl said, after decades of ridiculous music videos and numerous music documentaries under our collective belts, it was finally time to take it to the next level, a full-length feature horror comedy film. Like most things, Foo, Studio 666 has began with a far-fetched idea that blossomed into something bigger than we ever imagined possible. Filmed at the same house where we recorded our latest album, Medicine at Midnight. Told you that place was haunted. We wanted to recapture the classic music that all of our favorite rock and roll movies had, but with a twist. Hilarious gore that fucking rocks.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Everything about this. I love when bands just make movies out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
One day, you've got to watch Christmas on Mars, the Flaming Lips movie that has Steve from Blue's Clues.
Okay.
Like, you gotta watch Christmas on Mars.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
Sure.
Obviously, Rob Zombie. Obviously, back in the day, you had like bands like Kiss and stuff like that would do it. And I'm just...
Do you think Rob Zombie's still working on the Munsters?
Yeah.
You think it's happening?
I think it's happening. I mean, with that last update that we got from him was only like a month ago.
It's been a couple months, hasn't it? I don't know. I just have this feeling it's not happening.
Tenacious D does count.
It feels like it's pretend.
Yeah, it just
I don't know why.
Because it feels like a punchline in a movie. Do you know what I mean? It feels like a little real, but also something you would goof about.
Yeah, I know he shared the cast images, but it just here's what it is for me.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie making Munsters. Yes, that sounds legit to me.
Yes.
I can believe that, unquestionably. And I'm excited for it. I hope that it makes the Munsters not just a knockoff of the Addams Family. But what it is to me is Rob Zombie's the only one sharing updates.
Yeah.
Why is he the only one sharing updates?
Yeah.
Why are there no official anything from the Munsters or a series page that's
I don't know.
getting any attention?
Well,
it's all
it's
just
kinda...
Rob Zombie on set being like, here's a photo I took.
Yeah, but that kind of...
It feels so unofficial. It's wild.
I mean, that kind of is the way that The Mandalorian was. It was Jon Favreau's Instagram. You know, there's some directors that are like that.
Yeah.
Where they share stuff from set. Obviously, James Gunn is like that. You know?
But James Gunn's not the only one talking about things, but he gets to release pieces.
The last update we got was last month, October 18th.
It's a good photo. It's looking good.
This is the photo.
I'm digging it.
Yeah, it's happening. It looks like it's happening. So weird. I'm ready for it.
Starring Sherry Moon Zombie.
Yeah, as always.
Let's do it.
As always. Hey, there's something that I want to show you, Saige.
Okay.
And it came out last week. And I want you to see it. You also have to hear it with sound.
Okay. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
We want everybody else to hear it too.
Okay. You should have audio. We'll have to do a little test here, though. Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
I can't hear it.
Let me do this.
Learning with Pibby, learning is so fun. We like to spell and we love to hunt. Learning with... you safe.
Is this a show coming from
I discovered
Adult Swim?
whole
Cartoon
other
Network?
worlds that are nothing like mine.
Oh, you're gonna love it here.
I beg your unbelievable fucking pardon?
It got Fred Flintstone. And now he's a monster with no eyes.
The Scooby-Doo gang was there?
Water. I've never seen that before.
Adventure Time?
There's no superheroes left. We're the only ones who can save the universe.
But I'm just a sidekick, and I'm a villain. Look, kid.
I love how the
I
leads are all
really
like
think we're going to save the universe with
not
the
characters from other
power of
shows.
love.
Just like
That's a great idea. We'll use the power of love. I know we're not heroes, but maybe we can learn.
fuck yeah.
Yo. Firing a gun out of the mystery machine. A George Jetson Phantom.
The Powerpuff Girls are there.
Bugs Bunny.
Won't you come learn with me?
Now, okay. All right. So, is this called Learning with Pibby, actually?
It's called Learning with Pibby.
When does it release?
Comes out in 2022.
Okay.
We don't know more about it than that.
Now, yeah, a lot of the comments are like, make this a full series, please. But, like, is it? Are we sure that it is?
We're pretty sure that it's a full series.
I hope that it is and not just like a weird thing Adult Swim did.
I love it because it's so... I mean, somebody mentioned Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, which obviously, yes.
In the beginning, I got Happy Tree Friends
Happy
immediately.
Tree Friends, yeah.
Now, I'm very, very interested here because I'd love to see them make something like, because you get immediately, I got flashbacks to Drawn Together,
Yeah.
which is a horrifically problematic
Terrible show.
It's something that I know I watched as a kid and like, I mean, I tried to go back and watch an episode as an adult and was like, I have to turn this off.
No, it's terrible.
Oh my God, I have to turn this off.
It's just edgelord. Look at what these cartoons are saying. Humor.
Yeah, that was rough. But I would like to see someone do that in a time where we've graduated from the like as much of the edgelord or the like racism is funny humor.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see a world where adult cartoons have graduated from that terrible, terrible time.
Yeah, and I think we're definitely there. This is something very unique that I think only Cartoon Network could do with their licenses and the things that and you know, because they have the Hanna-Barbera licenses. I was very surprised. I mean, they've done it before with like Harvey Birdman, where like in the original Harvey Birdman, like he was representing Hanna-Barbera characters in court.
Yeah.
So they've played, and you know, obviously Space Ghost and things like that. They played with it before, but doing it for like and weird eldritch horror.
Yeah. I'm into this.
It's good, and it's got the feeling, it's got the vibe of some late Cartoon Network stuff, like your Infinity Train, and you know your Over the Garden Wall and things like that. And it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait.
I'm excited. Yeah. Chat's mixed about it, but I do see some excitement.
I was like weirded out to see Bugs Bunny.
That was the one that got you?
That was the one that got me because I was like, they don't own that. They had to reach out and get hey, can we show
and
Bugs
he just like
Bunny
runs by
as an eyeless zombie head screaming in the sky?
Mm-hmm. Now wait a minute.
That was towards the end.
The one actually coming out of the center of it?
No, that was Bun Bun.
I was like,
her
that
friend.
was Bun Bun, her
But
friend.
off to the right of it was Bugs Bunny.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I missed it.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Huge.
Please don't ruin my precious boy Courage the Cowardly Dog. Look, as a huge Courage the Cowardly Dog fan, this is entirely on brand for Courage. That would be the most on brand cartoon they could touch, which wouldn't even have the effect. They might not touch it just because Courage the Cowardly Dog is already about eldritch horror, and I love it. I'm a huge Courage fan.
Yeah, this is going to be good. I'm very excited for it. Let's end with one big trailer.
Okay.
You want to see the one big trailer?
I do, yeah. Let's watch that Ghostbusters Afterlife final trailer. It's not getting very good reviews so far in the earlier reviews, everybody.
We're not, I'm trying to be as excited as I can.
We had high hopes for it, but I'm trying to keep just expectations low. I'm not going to listen to the bad feedback and take that with me.
Relations.
I just
And
want to
I
be
looked
excited.
as he opened the sixth seal.
They're really trying to tie into, you've got the Dan Aykroyd narration here. They really want to tie into the original Ghostbusters. They really want to be like, this is the one you've been waiting for. We're bringing them back. Obviously, we have the
I'm calling about what happened in New York.
emissaries of Gozer.
There hasn't been a ghost sighting in 30 years.
Oh.
Oh my god. What is
Isn't it weird that all Paul Rudd has to do is arch an eyebrow and he turns into Benedict Cumberbatch?
Something was coming and he knew it.
I think we opened the gates of hell.
Hey, have you missed us?
Some people really have enough talent to succeed against all odds. Benedict Cumberbatch is one of those people.
How do you feel about it?
The trailer kind of gave me nothing new, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this looks like exactly the movie I've been seeing everything leading up to.
Mm-hmm. They really wanted to put Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd front and center there.
Yep. Is that the Stranger Things kid? It is.
Yeah. I don't know. Here's the thing. They've been trying to do. They've been wanting to make Ghostbusters into, I think, a bigger franchise, a bigger thing than it actually is for a long time because there is a lot of love for it. I do love the first movie. I love the second movie. I even like Ghostbusters 2016, despite the fact that the studio came in and mangled it. But I don't know.
I'm going in with an open mind. This has not affected my opinion of it at all. I
Yeah.
did see a couple of early reviews pop up in my Twitter feed that weren't great. And like
I saw
okay.
some good, some bad, you know? Like
Okay.
some of the audience at CinemaCon really enjoyed it. Some of the early reviews have not enjoyed it. I don't know where they landed, or where it's going to be, but I think it's like I'll see it. Why wouldn't I see it? It's Ghostbusters. Of course I'm going to go see it.
I'm going to go see it. I'm absolutely going to go see it, and I'm holding judgment for right now.
But we know but you got to go in knowing that it is what it is. This is a side boot. This is a bootquel or whatever.
Yeah.
Where we're introducing these kids, this new team. The old team is kind of there, but like don't expect this to be that.
They're mostly there to give their blessing.
And that's what 2016 was missing. It was the handoff. If
Yep.
2016 had gotten the handoff, everyone would have been fine.
Because nobody actually gives the movie with all female leads the adequate handoff.
Nope.
They said, what? We're giving you an all-ladies Ghostbusters. Isn't this what you wanted? Isn't this what you asked for, women?
Well, and the other
Here,
thing is
women, have it.
Bill Murray showed up. He showed up for 2016. He was in a whole scene. And Bill Murray said that he would never show up for another Ghostbusters again.
Yep.
He wanted to, like, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, give the handoff the best he could
And the studio just didn't.
without being Venkman. And I don't know. That movie was weird. It was weird, but there's some good stuff in it. But maybe it's because of 2016 and the fact that they did the mobile game and the fact that they've done so many other things with it that I'm just kind of like, I'm not like, oh my God, Ghostbusters is back. Because for me, it's not like Ghostbusters is really left.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I don't think that this has that like, ooh, nostalgia of an old thing because I'm like, yeah, Ghostbusters been happening.
Yeah. There's been some Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
They've been busting those ghosts.
They have.
They ain't afraid.
ain't afraid of no ghosts.
They ain't afraid of no ghosts. And busting makes them feel good.
And I'm excited about this. I am. I'm going to see it, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
That is it for our show today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If it's your first time here, if you haven't followed the channel, please do. We do the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Right now, this is the only show running on the channel, but we have so much coming so soon.
That's
The
right.
beginning of 2022, weird to say, is going to be absolutely fucking wild. We have so much exciting stuff coming up.
So many years.
Inside.
2 of them robbed.
Robbed. But here we go.
Here we go.
We're working very hard on a bunch of new stuff coming very, very soon. Some of you have already seen that if you support us on Patreon, which is also a way to get a bonus clip from this show every single week.
That's right. So go check that out. Also, we want to give a big thank you to everybody who supported us directly during the show. But first of all, Saige, when you're not here, where are you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Sage. I stream on my channel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. You can find me on the Smosh Games channel and the D&D channel every week also.
And you can find me everywhere on the internet at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I am at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. Every Friday, you can catch an episode of my science comedy podcast, We Have Concerns, with Jeff Kanata. And I am currently on Kinda Funny's Spider-Man review. We are rewatching every Spider-Man movie. We just did Spider-Man 3.
Did you finally do Spider-Man 3?
We just did Spider-Man 3, and it's not the good one. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah.
But I will say this. It does have the most musical numbers of any Spider-Man movie.
True.
It has the most musical numbers and most dance numbers of any Spider-Man film, and no one can take that away from it. Hey, thank you to everybody who directly supported us during the show by either following, subbing, or donating. Let's go down the roll call. Rhyme Feathered Owl, Zombie Dad WDM, Kingspan, Ness Uno 727, Sockstream, Retro Boy 99, Okube, Victor Farm 14, or Alex. Thank you all for the follows. Cypher of Tear is back. 7 months. Oh, look, a resub appeared. Thank you so much. CN Fusion, Rudy087, thank you for the follows. Blycehart with the resub for 14 months.
That's a lot of months, fam.
That's a long time. Jam82989, Ty20 Ty, thank you for the follows. As Joriel with the 13 months subscription. We call that a Pixel Circus year. That's a spooky year. Thank you. Just Jared, thank you for following. Tianmar with 100 bits. Kaylin Roar gifting those subs. All of you are trapped here now. You cannot leave. Danny Boy's Calling Pipes with so many gift subs. Smileinium, thank you so much for the follow. Kaylin Roar with 300 bits. Goochman Twitch, our good boy Mike himself with the 5 gift subs. Emily Green with the resub for 5 months. Thank you all so much. And thank you to Mike and also to our mods for hanging out, keeping it locked, keeping it tight.
Very cool of you.
Very cool. And, listen, hey, money.
Weird.
So weird. You don't need to give us money. We appreciate it because we're 2 people making this show out of a literal shed.
Sure are.
But if you don't want to do the money, that's totally cool. Please just join the Discord, hang out with all the other BBs. It's a wonderful place to be, and it's totally free. It's free real estate. And if you'd like the show and you like what we do here, maybe consider sharing it with friends, either by sharing the VOD, sharing the episode when we post it on YouTube later today, retweeting when we go live, or just when you see a friend, be like, hey, I've been watching this show recently. You might like it.
And I'll say, okay.
Okay, maybe I'll do it.
That's me typing it's too early.
Then they go, maybe okay. We do.
And then maybe they come here and they like the show too. I don't know. That'd be cool.
I don't know.
We will not be live this Friday because
No.
there is a secret project happening in the studio.
Because what happened was a cyclone
Uh-huh.
came right through.
Uh-huh.
And as we were shooting today, and just took one of our lights. And now we have to run after it.
Yes.
It took one of our lights and it flew off, and we have to run after it, and it's going to take at least
happening
2 days.
right now. So I guess we'll see you on Monday.
We're watching it get farther and farther, but we're professionals.
We should go.
We don't stop the show because we're professionals, but we got to go get that light.
Goodbye, everyone.